This was the thought that was going through my mind when I was preparation for the first ever interview of my life during engineering. So, tell me about yourself was one sure shot question. So I thought I'd answer them in a very strong way. I'm a type of person, if you ask me a question and I don't know the answer, I'm going to tell you that I don't know. But I bet you what? I know how to find the answer and I will find the answer. Is that fair enough? Well, actually these are not my words. This is a famous dialogue from one of Will Smith's movies, The Pursuit of Happiness. I knew if I had answered like this that day, I would have been out of the room straight away. So I kept my introduction plain and simple, and that's what I'm going to do today as well. Mr. President, dear guests and fellow Toastmasters, my name is Raveendra. I was born on November 23rd, 1986 in a small town called Shirsi in the northwest part of Karnataka. Last night I was doing a Google search just to find out how many famous people share their birth date with mine. Of course, the reason being obvious, I was just trying to spice up my speech. Unfortunately, I hardly found any apart from that female pop sensation, Miley Cyrus. I hate her. Coming back to my name, Raveendra. When my parents started thinking what to name their second kid, my elder brother, who was just 3-year-old then, helped them out by simply calling me Ravi. Let's call him Ravi because I was born on a Sunday, Ravivar. And that's how I got my name, Raveendra. My father has a small business in Shirsi and my mother is a homemaker. I finished my primary schooling in a government Kannada medium school in Shirsi. Like most of you guys here, even I stood first for most part of my school. I continued in another government Kannada medium school until 10th. Believe me, the government schools in and around my area are far better than what you would normally assume. And I'm really proud to be a part of it. Later on during the high school, I gradually lost out on my first place. Of course to a girl. During 11th and 12th, I did only 3 things. College, studies and cricket. Of course, it was initially a bit difficult for me coming from a non-English background. But eventually, I ended up scoring some 90-91%, outsmarting most of the other guys in the class. But I would like to share with you guys one important incident. I still remember it. Those were the days when we didn't have much access to internet and Facebook didn't exist. Those were the days when you had those colorful slam books, if you remember. One day a girl from my class came to me and gave me a slam book. There was this called most embarrassing moment in life. And I proudly wrote when I stood first in my 10th board examination. Believe me, I really wrote it. I realized my mistake only after that girl and her friend started giving me strange smiles whenever we met afterwards. Big deal, who doesn't make mistakes? I told myself. Later on, I joined MS Ramaya Institute of Technology for my engineering. One interesting thing which happened within a week of me joining the college was that I got 3 girls as my lab partners. And their names were Ramya, Rakshita and Radhika, the 3 famous Kannada heroines during that time. Actually, I was pretty scared to talk to them because they spoke only in English and I had hardly spoken any English until my first year of engineering. But I'd like to thank those girls again because they gave me an opportunity for me to open up to the English world. Because within our friends group, we hardly spoke in English. We always spoke in Kannada. Like most of the engineering boys, even I spent those 3-4 years playing sports, watching movies and playing computer games, of course studying once in a while. By the end of 7th semester, I even had 2 job offers in hand. And in 2008, I joined NSN Delhi. I worked in Delhi for almost 2 years. Got to know the North Indian culture, attended a few Punjabi shadis, and it was total fun. I'm an active volunteer with the Art of Living. We had a great gang, young enthusiastic gang in Delhi. Did crazy stuff. Like one of those you would have seen in the movie 3 Idiots. One midnight we literally barged into one uninvited wedding, had an awesome dinner and came out unnoticed. We have done it. I'm not faking it. My hobbies are, I like playing guitar and singing. I wanted to learn while I was in college, but I hardly got my time off my movies and games. But I finally learned it now. Learned it on my own from YouTube. I like playing chess, cricket, tennis. Sorry, I didn't play tennis. I just followed tennis, Formula 1 and football and whatnot. Coming to corporate life, I thought it was cool initially. But as you move up the ladder, it is not the same. This is probably the first time I am giving a non-technical speech or a presentation in English. It is more challenging. And life is like that. It throws new challenges at you. It all depends on how you take it. One day, life will flash in front of you. Just make sure it's worth watching. Over to you.